From this moment, everything shifts. From now on, it is you versus the world. Do not be shocked if friends you trusted suddenly step back. Do not be shaken when family doubts your path, when mentors question your choices, when nations whisper your name in fear or confusion. This is not abandonment. This is confirmation. Every departure, every raised eyebrow, every voice that says you will not make it, it is proof. Proof that you are marked. Proof that you are not ordinary. Proof that you are chosen. You are not called to blend in. You were called to stand out. And those who cannot understand will walk away. Those who cannot carry your weight will drop off. Those who cannot see the crown will try to explain away the fire. Do not mistake this for rejection. It is a sign of coronation. The chosen are never placed on the side of the crowd. The chosen are placed against the whole world and still win. So brace yourself. Do not seek comfort in numbers, because destiny has never needed majority. One with God is the only majority that exists. Romans 8 verse 31 declares, "If God is for us, who can be against us?" Take this as your proof. The opposition is not your ending. The loneliness is not your failure. It is a seal of heaven that you are chosen, and nothing the world can do will stop you. Picture it. The skies above you darken. Storm clouds gathering with a weight that presses against your chest. Millions of unseen eyes turn and fix on you. Alone yet unbroken. Shaken yet still standing. The world names this loneliness, but heaven names it coronation. Can you feel it? The air is electric, as though the earth itself waits on your next step. Your silence carries more weight than the noise of armies. Your very presence bends atmospheres. The shadows rise not because you are weak, but because light has entered the field. Every enemy lined against you, every critic who mutters, every doubter who sneers, they do not even realize the role they play. Unwilling actors in a divine script. They prove without knowing that you are the one. They validate your calling with every insult. They confirm your chosenness with every attack. And though the storm roars, though the horizon looks bleak, though your name is carried like a rumor in dark corners, you stand. You stand because you were forged for this very hour. You were born to outlast the lightning, to walk through the flood, to burn brighter than fire itself. This is the paradox of the chosen. The heavier the opposition, the clearer the crown, the greater the hatred, the louder the heaven that sings over you. The more the world resists, the more undeniable your destiny becomes. You are not watching history. You are rewriting it. Every trial is a stage. Every battle is a coronation. Every silence around you is a sound of heaven, engraving your name into eternity. So look not at the loneliness. Look at the throne being built in your honor. Look not at the storm. Look at the lightning that reveals your silhouette across the sky. Look not at the critics. Look at the crown that rests invisible but unshakable upon your head. The world thinks it has isolated you, but heaven knows you've been enthroned. The weight you feel is not random. The resistance you face is not coincidence. The world has marked you because heaven marked you first. John 15 verse 18 declares, "If the world hates you, know that it hated me first." These words were not spoken lightly. They were not designed to comfort the casual. They were a revelation to the chosen. Opposition is not proof of failure, but evidence of identity. If they hated him, the perfect, the pure, the sinless, what makes you think they will celebrate you? If the system rejected the Son of God, how much more will it reject the sons and daughters born of His Spirit? The hatred you encounter is not punishment. It is a signal flare. It declares to every power and principality, this one belongs to the King. You thought the whispers meant you were doing something wrong. You thought the cold shoulders meant you had lost your way. You thought the resistance meant God had abandoned you. No, it means the opposite. The hate is holy evidence. The rejection is sacred confirmation. The system does not fight what does not threaten it. The enemy does not target what is already his. Why do they resist you? Because heaven has already stamped you. Why do they doubt you? Because the seal of the Spirit shines too brightly for them to ignore. Why do they try to break you? Because they know they cannot buy you. Every prophet in history bore this mark. Jeremiah was ridiculed. Elijah was hunted. David was betrayed. Esther was opposed. Paul was beaten, and still they rose. Still they carried the flame. Still, the crown of rejection became their coronation. So understand this. When the world turns its back on you, you are walking the same road as a Messiah. The cross was not the end of Christ. It was his entrance to glory. And your cross, the weight, the ridicule, the isolation, is not your destruction. It is your doorway. Do not seek to silence the hatred. Let it sound. Let the critics mock. Let the doubters sneer. Let the world rage. For every stone they throw becomes another jewel, and the crown heaven is weaving for you. You do not need the world's approval, because you have the Father's affirmation. You do not need the system's applause, because you carry heaven's decree. And if the world aligns against you, it only proves that you are aligned with the King. Hatred is not a curse. It is the crown. Rejection is not failure. It is the Father's fingerprint. The world is against you, because heaven is already for you. You know the weight. You've lived it. Sleepless nights when your thoughts refused to quiet down, when the ceiling felt like the only one listening. Heavy breaths you couldn't explain. A pressure in your chest as if the air itself was training you for the battles ahead. Days where the silence of friends cut deeper than the words of enemies. The calls stopped. The invitations faded. The laughter you once shared became memories that sting. At first you thought it was weakness. At first you thought you were breaking. But chosen one, it was never weakness. It was a shift. Heaven was separating you, pulling you out of circles that could no longer contain you, removing you from voices that would dilute your fire, cutting away hands that could not carry the weight of your crown. Yes, it hurt. Yes, it felt unfair. Yes, you cried in the dark. But listen, gold screams when it enters the fire. Diamonds are crushed before they shine. Warriors bleed before they conquer. What you felt was not punishment. It was preparation. The sleeplessness was not madness. It was heaven keeping you awake, sharpening your spirit while others slept. The heaviness in your body was not weakness. It was the weight of a mantle descending, a glory you were never meant to carry lightly. The silence of friends was not abandonment. It was God clearing the room, leaving only those who could walk with you into destiny. Think about it. If everyone stayed, you would never learn to stand alone. If every friend held your hand, you would never grip the sword. If every comfort remained, you would never discover the strength hidden inside your own bones. The loneliness you feel, that is the signal of elevation. The ache in your chest, that is heaven stretching you. The tears you cried, they are watering the ground for your future victory. Do not resent the ones who left. Do not curse the nights that broke you. Do not despise the heaviness that pressed you down, because every one of those moments was carving out the vessel that could hold glory. Every one of those silences was building your ability to hear the voice of God above the crowd. Every ounce of pressure was forming a warrior who does not bend, who does not quit, who does not crumble when the world comes crashing in. You thought you were losing yourself, but heaven was forming your truest self. You thought you were falling apart, but heaven was piecing together the version of you who will not fail. Chosen one, the pressure is not the enemy. The pressure is the prophecy, chosen one. Do you know why the world pushes against you? It is not random. It is not because you are weak. It is because you are the hinge. Without you, history repeats. With you, history bends. Without you, the cycle of brokenness continues. With you, the line of generations shifts. You are the interruption, the break in the chain, the fracture in the system, the voice that refuses to be silenced. That is why they fight you. The enemy does not waste energy on what does not matter. The powers of this world do not resist what is powerless. If you were ordinary, you would be invisible. If you carried no weight, you would carry no war. But the moment heaven placed fire inside you, the moment you became a threat to the pattern, you became the target. You are not simply living. You are carrying change, carrying breakthrough, carrying freedom for those who do not yet see. The weight you feel is not just for you. It is for every soul tied to your obedience. That is why the battle has been so violent, because your victory will never be yours alone. This is why nations resist you. This is why systems close doors in your face. This is why voices rise to mock, accuse, and distort. Because you are dangerous. Dangerous to darkness. Dangerous to cycles. Dangerous to history as it has always been written. You stand at the hinge of time. One decision, one act of courage, one step of obedience. And the axis of history tilts. The world knows this, even if it cannot name it. That is why it opposes you with such force. So hear this. The resistance is not random. The battle is not chaos. The opposition is strategic, because your destiny is monumental. And if the world is against you, it is only because heaven already knows you are the one who carries the turning. You are not the victim of resistance. You are the reason resistance exists. Chosen one, this is not distant. This is not a vision of some far-off battle you may one day face. The clash has already begun. Look around you. Every headline is a sign. Every betrayal is a trumpet. Every spiritual weight pressing on your chest is proof. The war has already broken into your life. You are not waiting for the world to rise against you. It already has. Do you feel the urgency? The speed at which things are shifting? What once took years now happens in days. What once whispered in shadows now shouts in the streets. The powers of darkness are not hiding anymore, and neither can you. This is why the pressure has intensified. This is why the silence has grown louder. This is why the dreams have sharpened, the visions have become clearer, the opposition more direct. Heaven is telling you, the time is now. You cannot postpone your obedience. You cannot delay your rise. Waiting for the perfect moment is deception, because the battle is already here. The perfect moment is not coming. The only moment is now. The line has been drawn. The war has begun. The world is against you already. But here's the secret. The world rises first because heaven is about to respond. So do not shrink back. Do not look for a safer time. Do not wait for approval or comfort. This is the hour you were born for. The clash is upon you, and your name is already being spoken in the courts of heaven. The battle has started, and chosen one, so must you, chosen one, hear this truth. The very fact that you are alone is the greatest evidence you were never ordinary. Crowds do not abandon the common. Crowds follow the common. But the extraordinary, they always walk alone. Do not mistake isolation for weakness. Isolation is the crown of the extraordinary. The world does not push against mediocrity. The system does not resist the average. The enemy does not waste energy on what is forgettable. The very pressure you feel is the universe screaming. You are not like them. Think of it. Kings are never raised in the crowd. They are forged in caves. Warriors are not trained in the comfort of applause, but in the silence of discipline. Prophets are not born in palaces, but in deserts. Every great one who has ever walked the earth has worn the same mantle, the mark of aloneness. You thought being left out meant you were lesser. No, it meant you were higher. You thought rejection meant failure. No, it meant promotion. You thought the silence meant absence. No, it meant God himself was pulling you apart from the masses, setting you on the path only a few can walk. This is the mystery of chosenness. Your loneliness is not your defeat. It is your evidence. The crown is invisible now, but the weight you feel is its heaviness on your head. The absence of people is not emptiness. It is space heaven is clearing for your authority to stretch. Ordinary people need the crowd to feel powerful. Extraordinary ones only need God. And chosen one, you carry what cannot be given by the world, and therefore what cannot be taken away by the world. So stop mourning the empty seats. Stop staring at the silent phones. Stop envying those who blend in with ease. You were not designed for their path. You were set apart for something so much greater. Chosen one, isolation is not your punishment. It is your coronation. Look closely. Chosen one, the signs have been there all along. The dreams that wake you in the night, visions of battles raging, of shadows rising, of you standing alone on a cliff while countless faces stare from below. These are not random images. They are messages. Heaven is showing you what earth cannot yet name. You've been set apart to stand when no one else can. The moments when you feel unseen hands pressing against you, as if the very air itself resists you. That is not paranoia. That is not imagination. It is proof. You are colliding with forces that know your name before the world does. The opposition is spiritual because your assignment is eternal. Even your tears carry signs. The ache that rises in your chest for no reason, the sudden heaviness that descends when you are alone, these are not signs of weakness. They are the birth pains of destiny. Heaven is pressing you, stretching you, breaking open the vessel so it can pour in fire. Have you noticed how time bends around you? Days feel heavier. Small choices carry disproportionate weight. You sense when rooms shift, when people's eyes change, when silence grows thick, as if creation itself is waiting for you to step into what it already knows. And those flashes, those moments of clarity where you see yourself differently, as if for a second a veil is lifted, that is no accident. That is heaven reminding you, this is who you really are. The signs are everywhere. The dreams that repeat, the visions that won't leave, the sense of being pushed, though no hand is seen, the strange calm that covers you even in storms, the fire in your spirit when you should feel empty. Do not dismiss these things as coincidence. Do not call them imagination. They are the evidence, the tangible, spiritual fingerprints that mark you as chosen. The world may not see it yet. Even you may doubt it at times. But heaven has already declared it. The signs are written on your life. Chosen one, you are not ordinary. You never were. Chosen one, now comes the moment of covenant. Words stir the spirit, but action seals destiny. If you know this message has pierced you, if you feel the weight of every line echoing in your chest, then heaven is calling you to respond. This is not about money. This is not about transaction. This is about declaration. A covenant between you and the one who called you. When you sow your seed, you are not paying. You are proclaiming. You are lifting your hand and saying before heaven and earth, even if the world rises against me, I will not fall. I will overcome it. This is why I call you to sow a $20 seed through the Super Thanks button, not as a donation, but as a prophetic act, a line in the sand, a covenant with your own future. When you give, you are saying, I refuse to be crushed. I refuse to be silenced. I refuse to bow. I declare that I will outlast the storm, outshine the darkness, and walk crowned, even when it is me against the world. It is not the size of the seed that carries the power. It is the obedience. It is the act of faith. $20 may seem small to some, costly to others, but in heaven's sight, it becomes a stone in the hand of David, a weapon that topples giants. Chosen one, do not hesitate. Do not delay. Heaven watches not only what you believe, but what you declare. This is your moment to stand, to mark yourself, to say with action what your spirit already knows. I am chosen, and I will not be broken. Click Super Thanks now. Sow your seed. Seal your covenant. Rise as the one who will not bow to the way of the world. Chosen one, now that you know who you are, you must live like it. Destiny is not an idea. It is a discipline. The crown is not carried on your head by chance. It is carried on your shoulders by choice. Wake up each morning with fire in your mouth. Before you look at a screen, before you scroll for the noise of the world, open your lips and declare, I am not against the world. The world is against me and it will fail. Make this your anthem. Say it until your bones believe it. Say it until the air around you trembles. Say it until the walls of your house echo back your faith. Eat with strength. Do not treat your body like a burden. Treat it like the vessel of a warrior. Every bite, every sip, every breath is fuel for the fight ahead. Walk with fire. Let your posture declare what your spirit already knows, that you are carrying a kingdom inside you. Train like one who is preparing for battle. Strengthen your body, but also sharpen your spirit. Meditate on the word. Pray in the quiet until your silence becomes thunder. Fast when others feast. Rise when others sleep. Discipline is not bondage. It is a sharpening of your sword. Refuse smallness. Refuse laziness. Refuse the mediocrity the world offers like poison dressed as comfort. You are not here to blend in. You are here to blaze a path through history. When you walk through the streets, do not walk like a beggar. Walk like a warrior. When you speak, let your words carry the weight of eternity. When you work, do it as one who is building for nations, not merely for survival. Chosen one, heaven did not mark you so you could live like the crowd. Heaven marked you so you could live like a king in exile, a warrior in training, a prophet sharpening his voice before the nations hear it. So rise each day with fire, live each day with focus, and let every breath remind the world, you are not here to bow, you are here to reign. Chosen one, lift your heart as I speak this prayer over you. Lord, strengthen your chosen one, wrap them in fire that cannot be quenched. Give them courage to face nations, wisdom to discern schemes, and endurance to stand when the world rises against them. Let their sleepless nights become strategy. Let their heavy breath become power. Let their loneliness become their crown. Father, mark them with a seal that no man can erase. Crown them with an authority that no throne can challenge. Surround them with angels that war at their side. Let the sound of their steps shake the earth. Let their words pierce darkness. Let their life bend history. Every critic, every enemy, every voice of doubt, silence it by the roar of your spirit. Every scheme of the adversary, turn it into fuel for their victory. Let them be unshakable. Let them be unbreakable. Let them be unstoppable. And when the world says they are finished, raise them higher. When the system says they are nothing, reveal their crown. When the voices say they are alone, show them that heaven is roaring at their side. Lord, let them walk as fire among ashes, as light among shadows, as warriors clothed in eternal armor. Chosen one, hear me. You are not ordinary. You were never ordinary. Heaven's fingerprint is upon your soul. The very opposition you face is proof of your greatness. The silence you endure is the sound of your coronation. The pressure on your chest is the weight of your crown.